It's time! Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we united up. Trippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em, single bottle, never stop it. To the beast and on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I have no energy today because I have one hell of a hangover. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep in the garage last night and destroyed everything. I don't know what happened. I'm still trying to piece it together. But I'm joined by Jared and Parker Blake. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Glad you're alive, buddy.
Yeah, I just I was like, I think everything was fine. Then I come down here to get on this show, and I'm like, what the hell? Trying to piece it together.
I think
It'll
the
come
most
back to
concerning
me.
part is you really just have no idea. Like,
I have no idea what happened.
yeah, it's just gonna have a hangover episode over there.
Yeah, I need a recap, honestly. Greg, do you know? I know at one point we were on here, not on a live stream. Maybe Greg will have some information for me. He's going to mail you some Nutter Butters, he said as well.
Dude, no one
We're
wants
gonna
your
do this
damn-
draft and have like the story of Dale's night unravel with it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the
Chat,
movie we need. We need like a draft day meets hangover.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like the whole table was like moved. I don't know what happened. It's like some weird shit. There's a chair broke over here. Like maybe I fell into it I don't know what happened. A lot went down. There was a Monster Energy drink on the floor. Everything was wet. I don't know. I'm not sure. But slowly trying to piece it together. But it's just really not coming back. But we are going to do a full first round mock. A little different way to talk about prospects.
10 NFL teams has left their entire draft in your capable hands, Dale.
Yeah, I feel sorry for them.
They're so lucky.
We're using the mock draft database. I got to click start here. And then Jared just decided I have the biggest balls. I'm going first. I said I would go last because why not? I have the smallest balls, I guess.
You just want the more fun pick because we all know the first two are easy: DeJuan Jones and Steve Avila. And then
Now, I'm curious to what Jared's going to do because all he said before the show was, I'm going to kick this off and make it very interesting.
Do we have the chime? Does somebody have the draft chime?
I don't. And
Dale's gonna sing it for us every time.
my luck, it would be like copyrighted, and the whole episode then would just be not
That would
able
be
to play. Yeah.
All right, let's not do that then.
Dun, 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 dun. See, I can't fucking do it. So it can't be
Do it, Jared.
copyrighted.
Do it, Jared.
With the first pick in the 2023 Bengals and Brews fake ass NFL draft, I select Anthony Richardson, quarterback, Florida, for the Carolina Panthers.
I had a feeling you were going to do this. You're going to bypass Stroud and Young to take Richardson. What?
And Levis.
I think
Explain
David
yourself.
Tepper. I think David Tepper is going to makes the ultimate decision here. This is his franchise. They're building to have around a young quarterback. Why not pick the one with the highest ceiling and stick him with a bunch of guys that have played in the NFL? You can work him behind Andy Dalton, and you can just uncork that dude with a complete NFL roster in year two. I think it would be a fantastic gamble for the Panthers to take Anthony Richardson, and I think they have the infrastructure to be one of the only places where he could be set up to succeed early in his career.
Well, I thought he was going to go to DeJuan Jones, Travis, so they're already letting you down. But no, it wasn't it your idea to make this a competition, Jared, and like try to get the picks correct? So do you
I don't
actually think they'll take
Well, no,
Richardson?
we got to think.
Yeah,
this through,
I
though.
think there's a good
Okay.
chance.
The
I
Panthers
saw him
have
throw it
never
into the
selected a
roof, man. That
quarterback
shit's crazy.
that pans out in the draft. So I think Jared just said Richardson's a bust. And I can support that.
That's who they're going to take because he's going to be a bust in the NFL. Makes sense. So, Parker, you've got all the options here as the GM for the Houston Texans.
Well,
All the good options. Jared left you with all the good players.
I mean, with the second pick, I got to take the best quarterback on the board. So obviously, I'm taking CJ Stroud if he's going to fall to 2. He's got the highest floor, I think, out of all the quarterbacks in the draft this year. And I mean, he's the number 1 guy for me.
Yeah, I like it. That's what Jared asked me before, and I said I think if I had one, I would have taken Stroud as well. But I'm leaning toward Carolina taking Young, but that's just I don't know.
That would be wild. I think McCown, their quarterback coach, has gone on record saying he doesn't like shorter quarterbacks.
The Panthers guy did?
Yeah.
Well, and Frank
Will
Wright
Levis, number 1 confirmed.
as well. Will Levis, Mel Model, right? He's taking a bunch of photos as well. He's like the Jeff Trinapool of the NFL.
Just gonna say.
Selfie after selfie. So Arizona, this is one that I think ultimately could be traded, but if they keep it, I think it's probably between Carter and Anderson as the 2 best players. And I think with Carter's issues that Anderson's just a cleaner prospect. Ridiculous number is like 200 and some pressures over his career. Yeah, just an insane amount. So I'm not going to spend too much thought on that. I'm just going to go Will Anderson. He's my top rated player in the entire draft. So if they get him at 3, they get the best player. Moving along.
I also like him and Jonathan Gannon's defense as a better fit because he can do the Hassan Reddick kind of role that we saw with the Eagles last year.
Yep. Yeah, you guys can definitely make fun of the picks. That's
that's part of it too. I can take some criticism.
So, Jared, you want to do anything crazy again with Indy here?
This is where DeJuan Jones goes.
Let's go Bryce Young.
Who is their quarterbacks on their roster even right now?
Gardner Minshew.
Okay. Well, that's what I was like. I couldn't even remember if they brought in somebody, if they were just like that clear that, hey, we're going to draft a guy regardless.
Yeah, because Minshew was with the Eagles last year, so Steichen brought him in with him.
So Bryce Young all the way down at 4. That would be a little bit of a surprise in the real thing. But, hey, if somebody falls in love with Richardson, it could happen.
I think that could be a fun offense with him. And, I mean, you have Jonathan Taylor there, too, to
Pittman,
have a good running
receiver.
game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be really fun, I think.
All right, Parker. No more give me's here. You got Seattle on the board. You got
Seattle
Tyree Wilson, Carter, Gonzalez. You got all kinds of different.
They need D-line help, so I'm taking either Tyree or Carter. I just don't know. I feel like Carter is going to slip out of the top of the draft, and I want all my picks to be right, unlike Jared here.
Shots fired.
I'm gonna go with Tyree Wilson.
Yeah, I don't think you could have went
spicy.
wrong there. Either way, however they went, but
I honestly think
like it.
Anderson and Tyree are above Carter on my board, personally. But
yeah, Wilson's like 6'6" as well. Correct.
Yeah.
long dude.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one.
What a neat world. You guys hear that? That's my dog. I don't know what the hell just happened.
He's castrated himself.
I think so. All right, so yeah, this one, and still, like, we don't even have to look around yet. That's the thing. When you're early in the draft, it's like, okay, the top talent's going to go. You don't really have to worry about the positional value as much, but a lot of it's lining up. So I could see Detroit, they invested in like 2 or 3 corners in free agency. So I had them more going that route, but after they've kind of filled some of those spots in free agency, I could see Dan Campbell being like, hell with it. I like Jalen Carter. He seems like a player's coach, and I think as long as he's comfortable with Jalen Carter and whatever's going on with him there, then I think he would take him. So
he had all the comments. What was that last week about how the situation is interesting?
Is that what Dan
It was
said?
like super vague comments from Dan Campbell last week.
He's probably like, yeah, the situation's interesting. I'm going to get arguably the top player in the draft,
Right.
number 6. Very interesting for me.
That would be so sweet. I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah,
Can we move on to the next question, please?
Exactly.
I'm feeling jittery from my 80 ounces of coffee this morning.
Well, I thought I seen something that he got like probation or something for the driving and the speeding stuff that was out there. So, I mean, if it's already settled, like, court-wise,
Yeah.
I could see him just moving on.
Yeah.
All right, Jared, what kind of crazy pick you got in store now? You just picked quarterbacks.
I was looking at it
Here's another one. Here's another one.
when I decided I had the first pick, and I went down, I was like, oh, these are all teams that would love to pick a quarterback.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do it for the Raiders. I am going to pick Christian Gonzalez because they have been in quarterback purgatory for the longest time, and they would immediately have Gonzalez as their premier defensive back.
Yeah, Damon Arnett, like just all these guys that they've drafted that haven't panned out. Like the Arnett, did they take him in the first? Like,
yeah.
And that was like the shocker that year.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? He's a third round
And then they got
prospect.
that the safety, Jonathan Abrams or whatever from Mississippi
Didn't pan
State.
out.
He didn't work out. Yeah, they've just been swinging missing. Get the number one corner in the draft and just get him in the building. You have Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, your offense still needs a bunch of work. Get your line and stuff settled in the middle rounds and take just the best player on the board at 7.
I like it. Atlanta's on the board, Parker. Hot Atlanta,
Well,
baby.
I got
Atlanta.
my motto for Atlanta this year is best corner available. So we're going Devin Witherspoon.
Dang, back-to-back corners.
Back to back.
Yeah, I've had a hard time on him or Porter, who I like more, but I think upside-wise, I think he's got more of it than Porter
I agree.
ultimately.
Witherspoon's got just really fun highlights.
Yeah, I love
fun to
watching.
watch
He's got
play
some
ball.
juice, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Hey, grab another beer.
I think he would have been a guy that, like, obviously he's not going to make it to 28, but I feel like he would have been a guy that Lou would love
Oh, yeah.
to have his type of corner. This one, man, Chicago. I think it's got to be Paris Johnson Jr.
I'm telling you who
Like-
to pick right there.
Yeah, I know they had Braxton Jones last year who played well at left tackle, but he's young. Like, one of them they can figure that out.
I feel pretty comfortable that Johnson could play both sides.
Yes.
I agree. I talked about that a little bit earlier this week, but I think Johnson's just athletic enough that he can. I mean, he can play wherever the hell you want to put him.
Yeah, he's only got 1 year left.
My
tackle
other
tape,
consideration. Go ahead. My other
was gonna say, you
consideration
could-
was Skoronski.
Yeah, but Paris Johnson is a freak of nature. He's 6'6", 320, 330 pounds, and he moves the way he moves. Like,
And he can pass
Get
that out of
him.
a 180-degree jump. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then vertical slide on both feet
Yeah.
down a straight line. Like,
Alternating.
I mean, if
It's a
Chicago wants to get crazy off the snap, he's your guy.
he's that
Uh-huh.
guy.
He's going to jump, run backwards, then come back and block you.
Oh man.
Jared, you are Philly.
All right,
Make
who do
Will
we got here?
proud.
We got Bijan, Joey
Yeah, I
Porter
was gonna say
Jr.
I can look at certain positions too, like or just scroll down some. Bijan, Joey
Okay.
Porter, Will Levis, Miles Murphy, Skoronski, Smith.
Give me
Jigba.
Lucas Van Ness here.
Oh snap! That's early for a lot of
Ooh.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen him drafted higher too. I think he's probably just like one of the most physical, like, and imposing presence. I don't know. He's a lot like Karlaftis, like a supercharged Karlaftis from last year, in my opinion. He
I'm having
needs
such a hard time placing him, man.
I know.
He-
Me too.
He needs to develop his pass rush play, but him at the point of attack, he is just so hard to move off the ball. He can move people, and that's just such a rare thing. He has inside outside versatility. He can play, and he'll play along that front so well. Like, he'd be such a good piece in that defense.
But he wasn't a starter, Jared.
I don't care.
Like, that's brought up every time his name is brought up, so I couldn't break the streak. If you say Van Ness, you got to say that.
I would argue none of the Georgia players are starters, and there was 3 of them drafted in the first round last year.
I'm starting to learn with college football. I was talking to Jared about this, but apparently no one like plays full games anymore. That's like the most frustrating thing ever when trying to watch film. I just wanted to get that out because that's pissed me off the last like 3 days.
You're like, why is there a big gap here where this guy's not on the field?
Why did he disappear for like 2 drives?
How come this kid keeps playing both sides and they keep switching out somebody? This doesn't make sense. This is confusing.
All right, Parker, Tennessee.
All right, Tennessee needs O-line help, but I want to pick a versatile piece that they can use. Even if he doesn't work out as a tackle, they can bump him inside and play guard. We're going with the Northwestern boy, Peter Skoronski.
Yeah, I love that pick for them.
Yeah,
I could have seen him. Honestly, that's probably a dream pick for them, really, see him getting there. I think they would try
get him where he works.
Just slide him in wherever it works out. Yep.
But you can afford to try him at left tackle and then know that, okay, we can move him inside, we can move him to right, we can do a lot of things with this guy. He'll play somewhere and he'll play for a long time.
Yep.
All right, Houston. So Houston was able to get C.J. Stroud. I'm not going to overthink this one. I'm going to pair up his teammate, Smith-Njigba.
Hell
nice.
Yeah, that's the move right there.
Do the double dip, has worked for Burrow and Chase and who else?
Yeah,
Tua got Waddle.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
Waddle and Tua.
Didn't they just sign a receiver or something? They just traded for somebody. Noah Brown. Yeah, they just got a bunch of receiving weapons. Dalton Schultz, all kinds of stuff. And they had a pretty good running game last year. That would make them a very feisty offense, I feel like.
Give Stroud as many weapons as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Tunsil on the left side. I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
Just let them get something going.
You made my buddy Bobst here very happy. He is a Bengals fan, but first he is a Titans fan. So You made him very happy with that pick of Skoronski with Paris Johnson off the board.
Well, I'm glad I did something right today.
Yeah, good thing Jared wasn't picking for your team. You would have tried to take Anthony Richardson again.
I would have. I'll do it again.
And I'll do it again.
All right, Jared, you are up on the board as the New York Jets. Have you already got this trade with Aaron Rodgers done? Can you get that done first?
Maybe not. Is this the Packers or the Jets?
I don't think anybody can get that done but Pat McAfee at this point.
Yeah,
probably not. Let's go Broderick Jones here. They have an old. How old is it? George Fant or whoever? He's like Dwayne
Fant's
Brown.
a free agent. Yeah, it's got. Oh yeah, Brown's like 38.
He's old.
Too old to be.
They got Mekhi Becton. Yeah, Max Mitchell, who they drafted last year, was out hurt. Like, let's just get some more tackles in there. Get somebody playing the position. And Broderick Jones is a very young, athletic, top tier offensive tackle prospect.
Honestly, I have them taking him almost every single time I do a mock draft.
It just makes too much sense to
it's
pass
a great
him up.
fit. Yeah.
Will Levis is sliding for us.
Will Levis at 28. It's going to happen tonight.
I keep seeing that on this simulator. He does keep falling there.
Can you scroll up? I can't see who's. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I couldn't see what team and whatnot was next.
Yeah, Parker is up with New England.
Patriots pick sucks every time I have thrown up into it.
Well, you never know what they're going to do as well. Like Belichick, he'll pick whoever the hell he wants.
He
probably would.
Did it last year.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he didn't already have that guy.
I'm torn between Porter and Murphy because I need edge help. I have it higher on my needs list for them. But, I mean, Joey Porter is a dude.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with Porter since the mock draft simulator is telling me to pick him. We'll go Joey Porter. That's not a bad pick.
Okay.
Nope.
No, not at all. Just more
right,
more
so-
chess pieces for Belichick.
Yep.
So I'm Green Bay, and I don't have a damn clue what they're going to do as well. And they're going to have Jordan Love. So last week, Derek and I took tight end Mayer for him, give him like a safety net. But I think here with Miles Murphy still on the board, I can't pass up giving them an extra defensive end. And didn't they get rid of one of their better guys that used to play for the Ravens? I feel like, or am I just making that shit up?
Who are we
I think
talking
you're gonna
about?
know better than me.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to follow this free agency
Packers.
crap.
Oh, they lost Zadarius Smith to the
Yeah,
Vikings.
that's who I was
Yeah.
thinking of was Smith. So I'll try to fill a little bit of his production with Miles Murphy.
Okay.
All right, Washington. This could be an interesting one, Mr. Quarterback.
Will Levis is still on the board.
He sure is.
How
But
much
they,
heat?
they have a 4th or 5th round pick that Sam Howell that they're just gonna trot out there.
And-
otherwise.
Didn't they sign Jacoby Brissett too?
Yeah.
They're not in a dire need for a quarterback, and they have Eric Bieniemy. So I wonder how much they want to pair him with a quarterback before they see what he does on his own. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I mean, Washington, what are their other needs? Like, obviously, I would have had all this, but I spilled some shit on my papers.
I got a tackle, quarterback, edge, interior, corner.
Well, Nolan
safety.
Smith is just staring at me right
Yeah.
here, and I think that would be excellent. You could get 1 year of him, Chase Young, Montez Sweat, and like Nolan Smith all together, and you just sign Deron Payne, and you have Jonathan Allen in there. Like, get another guy that can get after the
your
quarterback,
guy?
and that front becomes scary again. Yeah,
They're just
so
gonna run a
let's-
6-2-3 all season.
yeah, they're gonna have really ugly scores because they just beat people up in the trenches. So we'll go with what's his
Nolan
name?
Smith.
Nolan Smith. You clicked his name away.
Well, yeah, I clicked it, then I'm like, oh, it's gone. And then I almost forgot it. There, up there, Nolan Smith to Washington.
All right.
So Pittsburgh now on the clock. Parker's favorite team gets to draft for him.
I'm the bad guy today.
Will
Apparently.
Levis.
Well, Derek and they had the 32nd pick on here. It makes you make a 32nd pick. So
Oh no! Ew.
we got 2 A pluses for him last week, Derek and I, when we did this. I was like, oh,
Way to
shit.
go, guys. Way to go.
But Joey Porter was one of those picks, and he's off the board, Parker. You ensured that last time, so well done. That's why you took him for New England, so you didn't have to let him slide here.
Oh, shit. All right, go to tackles. They have no O-line at all.
Yep, I agree with that. So, Wright, Harrison, Jones, Bergeron. I mean, I probably don't need to list any more beyond that, do I?
The
No.
thing is, they need a left
Yeah,
tackle. I
'cause they
think
need the
more
left.
than a
They don't
right
need-
tackle.
They don't need the right guy, and I don't know if they're
Yeah,
gonna
it's like
convert a
Dan
guy.
Moore is their left tackle. It's like Dan Moore.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And like that's
Who?
the thing is like I think Wright's got one of the best floors in the O-line group as a whole in the NFL, but he's a right tackle. I don't know how much weight they're going to put into that, but for my sake and not getting yelled at in your comment section, we're going Anton Harrison.
I like it. Hey, Derek and I last week gave him Porter, and then Harrison ended up still being available at 32. So
He
that's
slides a
would-
lot in these things.
I would love to watch Trey Henderson versus Anton Harrison for
please.
2 games a year.
Sign me up for that twice a year.
absolutely. Man, am I just Mr. Detroit? I already had Jalen Carter.
Oh, you got them back to back. That's kind
Heck
of
yeah.
That's rare.
cool. Yeah.
All right. So, oh man, now I know I said they kind of filled a little bit of their corner needs, but that's a spot. Do you take Banks? It almost feels
They
a
got
little
Will
early.
Levis.
They got Will Levis.
They got Will Levis.
Everyone's talking about them wanting the quarterback this year. Steve Avila still on the board.
What is the contract for their quarterback?
I think they owe Goff like $30 million next year, and then he's off the books after next season. I think there's some dead money if they cut him this year or something.
Who is there? Which they could take a receiver. We haven't
They
really.
could.
Quentin Johnston wouldn't be bad because their number one guy, he was a 4th rounder, right? I mean, he's still really good from USC, St. Brown. Yeah, I'm going to give him Quentin Johnston.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Who would
They
you
ain't
guys have
messing
taken
around.
there?
They want to be vertical in Detroit.
Yeah.
Who would you guys have taken there? Because that was kind of a tough one. Like I didn't
would have
want
picked
to
Will
reach
Levis.
for corner.
I would have
What'd
taken
you have?
quarterback. Yeah.
I would have picked Will Levis. I would have taken a shot with him at 18.
I think if it would have been a guy like Richardson, who I think needs a little more development, a little longer. I think Levis still needs a year, but if they got 2 years of, I always forget the guy's name. He's so just plain to me.
Goff.
Whoever the hell their quarterback is, Goff.
His name's
Yeah.
Jared.
His name's Jared.
I'm sorry, Jared. I just cannot remember that fucking vanilla ass name.
Damn.
All right, so Jared, you're on the clock
Phrase.
for Tampa Bay. If you like Will Levis so much,
We're
why
drafting
don't you-
Will Levis in
why
Tampa
don't you
Bay.
marry him?
Goodbye, Tom Brady. Hello, Will Levis. Let's
Same
bring
player,
another-
honestly. Same player.
Yeah, exact same player. Let's just bring them all down.
Hey, the way he's been shirtless and all that shit, it seems like Tom Brady, egomaniac. Come on.
Will Levis belongs in Florida.
All right, let me find him.
Look at the Dolphins.
Oh, Levis. Go back to the overall board here.
Look at the
Recap
Seahawks
that.
again.
We got Bijan, Brian Branch, Jordan Addison, Michael Mayer, Brian Breezy, Kalijah Cansey is under him. Without scrolling down, I know that he is 24th on this board. So, Parker, you also had Seattle at number 5, so you get to also make 2 picks for the same team.
Nice.
Excuse me. Sorry.
You took the edge.
This pick sucks too, man. I want Bijan and Branch, but I don't think either of those picks make any sense.
They always have good safeties. I mean,
I
They
guess,
just signed one, didn't they?
Yeah.
Didn't they sign Julian Love?
yeah.
and then I mean, what about a slot receiver to pair with the studs?
Yeah.
What's their D tackle situation?
You
I know they had Puna Ford.
They
and
need D line
let him
help.
go.
We got the edge. We're gonna take the
Mhm.
interior guy. We're gonna go Brzee out of Clemson.
Brzee over
Okay.
Cansey.
That's dangerous. That's a
Yeah.
dangerous line because I think they got they
You
got
do
Boye
want Brzee over
Mafe.
Cansey?
Yeah, he's more effective than Cansey for me, but
Okay.
I don't like Cansey's small, and that scares me, man. I'll miss on him just because he's small. That's okay.
You guys are gonna let me do it, aren't you?
You like the big man. All right. So I am here with the Chargers who, Parker, what's their needs say?
I have interior
rec-
D line,
Yeah.
tight end, edge, receiver, running back, tackle, linebacker, safety.
Okay.
Just pick a player, and you'll be good.
Yeah. And I think this could be the one of the first realistic spots for Michael Mayer. Would make sense at tight end for them.
Do you think they'd like Kincaid better than Mayer just based on their offense?
I think they would like Mayer.
You think so? I honestly
think-
don't know. I talked to my
Yeah.
Chargers
Who,
buddy. And he keeps telling me
they-
Kincaid.
Yeah, who's their new offensive coordinator? Does anybody know off the top of their head?
I don't.
Somebody
But isn't their coach the guy who
Yeah,
goes?
filibuster.
Their coach goes for it all the time, regardless. The head coach for them.
Oh, Lombardi.
Kellen Moore?
Yeah, I
No,
was
it's
like,
Kellen
that's-
Moore.
That's not
Okay. Yeah, I would pick. I wouldn't be surprised by Michael Mayer being the more desirable player for Kellen Moore's offense.
Because they had Dalton Schultz in
Yep.
Dallas with him. But
Mhm.
I think I'm not going to go that route. I think I'm going to go Cansey.
I was gonna say. I mean, I think that D line's not a bad
Dang.
move. Stolen
just
from the
broke-
Ravens,
I
too.
just
That's a
broke-
win-win
I
right
broke-
there.
I broke all the Bengals fans. I just broke them taking Cansey.
Because I would have definitely picked him as
Yeah, he
pick him for
wasn't
the
making it,
Ravens. I was because that is like the most Ravens thing ever. Is like everybody wants Kalijah Cansey, and the Ravens would fucking
every
scoop him
year,
right
even
up.
in like the 4th round, they're taking.
it's
like,
it's
damn
so
it.
obnoxious. They have like half their roster are draft crushes of mine. It's just defeating.
Year after year, man, I'm with you, Jared. They're the most annoying assholes, both on Twitter and just their draft. It's always who we want. All right, so now you got to pivot here for Baltimore.
Well, if I'm gonna pivot with that same kind of logic in my brain, it's gonna be Deontay Banks. I'm gonna pick
Damn it,
Deontay
Jared.
Banks for the Ravens.
Oh, I hate
because
this
he's
Vikings
gonna be
pick.
the
And it
next
was so
most
easy.
desirable for the Bengals with this board.
Yeah, and you managed to piss off Parker at the same time because, and that's what I said. I said I keep mocking Banks to the Vikings. That I said that, Parker,
because he's
before you
not
hopped
getting
on.
23 at all.
Yep.
Every
Parker would have
time
had
I
an
do
easy
one of
pick.
these damn first round mocks, man. The board gets picked apart, and then I get to the Vikings. I'm like, just trade out, just trade back. There's nothing for you here.
So I had to check Crip because I didn't know if it was an April Fool's joke, but the Reds did win 6-2. If anyone gives
This
a
one
shit,
belongs to
Well,
the
if there was one day for them to win, it'd be today.
yeah.
Reds.
Did you pick Parker? I was looking at that up. Are you still thinking?
Dude, I might have to go. I don't know my receivers very well. I might have to go Zay Flowers because I like him better than Addison, and I think they're going to go receiver.
Ooh.
I'm with you on that. Honestly, I kind of like Flowers more than Addison as well. I think he's going to be more explosive.
Yep, 100%.
So that's your guy.
That's my guy.
Give Justin Jefferson some help.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
man.
Thielen left.
Yep.
He's gonna go catch balls from Anthony Richardson.
See, you were worried about that pick, and you just hit a home run there.
Oh man.
All right, so I've got the
He's got
Jaguars.
Hayden Hurst.
I'm not
Anthony
sure
Richardson's
100%.
gonna thrive.
Yeah, he's gonna rock and roll over there if he can throw the ball and hit the broadside of a barn.
He'll learn that from Andy Dalton. He'll figure all that out from Andy Dalton because Andy
Now,
was
they brought back, but it's on the franchise tag, right? They brought back their tight end from last year, the pass catching tight end.
Who, Ingram?
Yes, they
the
franchise
Jags
tagged
did.
him.
Sorry.
Which
Isn't he
surprised
going
me.
number 12 and like really leaning into the whole receiver thing?
But they need a right tackle also, right? Because they lost the guy to Kansas
Yeah, they
City.
lost Taylor.
Yeah, I got to do
He's
it,
gonna
man.
do it. He's
Darnell
gonna
Wright.
do it.
Darnell Wright, because I mean they need a right tackle, and Darnell Wright's a damn good one. How can they pass that up at that point of the draft? It's a perfect fit.
Yep, can't argue with that at all.
Don't disagree.
Oh, can you imagine him next to Brandon Scherf?
Oh, I
Really
forgot.
fun to
Scherf
watch.
was
Yeah,
there.
that
That's
would be
nutty.
awesome.
Yeah,
Him,
Run the ball to
It'll
the
be-
right. That's all you need to do.
yeah, Fortner, Scherf, and Wright on the right side.
Mhm.
And who would they have on the left?
Doesn't matter.
Cam
Doesn't matter.
Robinson and Walker Little.
yep.
Or
Greg Little.
Who's the
No, Walker
Ben
Little. Greg
Bartsch.
Little's
I think-
still a free agent.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
25 years old, and no one wants the son of a bitch.
I knew he wasn't good. I didn't know he was that bad.
That's I looked earlier this week because we kind of recapped free agency and looked at who was still out there, and I seen him. He stood out because he's 25. I'm like, damn, he must be worse than I thought. That was my same thought, Parker. I was like,
Sheesh,
damn,
I
he was
knew that.
like a first or second round pick.
Thought he was a quality guy, but apparently not.
Yeah. All right, Jared, you are the New York Giants.
I am
Two
gonna
running
do-
backs, Saquon and Bijan.
I am going to do something crazy here. I'm actually going to pick Dalton Kincaid because I think him and Darren Waller together would be electric.
Okay, I can support that for
Interesting.
sure.
See, and I thought maybe you'd go with the more of the blocker and Mayer
Yeah.
than the explosive receiver, but you're saying just run routes, boys.
Right, just destroy the seams.
Let
Just
Daniel
run
Jones cook.
Yeah. Just destroy the middle of the field.
I mean, he's
The
got paid.
statement-
He's got to earn his money somehow.
Yeah,
A statement no one's ever said.
Daniel Jones, just rip
Let
it.
Daniel
baby.
Jones cook.
Just rip it.
Oh boy,
The Cowgirls are on the clock.
I kind of
Yeah,
like
and-
Torrance here.
Derek, Casper
Mayer.
Dick.
Oh, man. Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, they lost Schultz.
Yeah.
I feel like they always have holes at safety too. Pollard, they got rid of Zeke. Pollard's on the franchise tag. So, man, they honestly, this
This is like a dream scenario for them, honestly.
that's what I was going to say. Like, that top 4 available would be a really good pick, no matter which of those 4 they took, in my opinion.
any of them. But you know what you got to do.
Well, what I gotta do is take Torrance, but I don't know if they're gonna go if the board's like this. So we gotta go Mayer and just get him off the board and make him no longer a problem at 28. So we can take a
Dang, I thought you would have gone Bijan.
No, I wanted to, but I like Pollard too much. I don't want to put him in.
Well, don't worry, because he's not going to last any longer. So Mayer at 26. I mean, that's a good
the
pick.
Bills have to take him.
Yeah,
That's
the Bills
automatic.
sitting here with Bijan on.
They already have the
clock,
card written at that point.
Yeah.
Yep. So Bijan goes to the Buffalo Bills, and that would be fantastic for them, which sucks for us, but that's how it played out here, and good for them. Glenn Goodberry be happy with that pick, I'm sure. So this pick is the chat, and we left you with jack shit. You're welcome.
Woo, that means we did good.
Yeah. So Brian Branch, Jordan Addison, Cyrus Torrance, Cam Smith, Keely Ringo, Darnell Washington, Jahmyr Gibbs, DeJuan Jones, Jalen Hyatt, Steve Avila is still here somewhere.
Steve Avila still on the board.
Down here at 51. Ranked 51 on this board. The disrespect. So far.
Dude, I think he could go to the Cowboys. I'm not lying, man.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't shock me. Some people have him as the number 1 guard, and number 1 guards typically get picked in the 20s.
I should have taken Torrance just to do it.
I think I would go DeWand here. I think they would. The way this board is shook out, they are gonna just grab the because to me, like after DeWand's gone, there is a drop off. There is a huge.
I agree because
you're
not getting a tackle to the 3rd round if you skip on DeWand here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just feel like with the way the board's fallen, that would probably be the.
I don't know. You could probably cross your fingers for Bergeron at 60.
We're not doing trade backs. Everybody wants to.
We're about to give Joe Burrow $500 million. You just want to, maybe hope for.
He can see the right side. It's not that big of a deal.
I think I would be down to
human being.
I would be down to this is the scenario where I've kind of had Jones fallen, but that I wouldn't pass on him. And then also corner I haven't wanted a corner, but I would be looking at probably Ringo, like Jared and I said, or Forbes, but we think Ringo might be more of a Lou Anarumo guy.
Yep.
But yeah, so Derek's saying Jones. We don't have any other comments in the chat, so it's just best player available.
Who is the best player available right now?
I think it's
BPA is the biggest player available.
Biggest player available. That's 2 votes for Jones.
Brian Branch is the best player available at safety, but we signed Nick Scott to fill Von Bell's role. And then Addison, we're going to add him for next year already when Boyd leaves, most likely. I mean, it wouldn't be a terrible pick, but another 1st round, another high
Cyrus
pick
Torrance,
receiver.
Competition at left guard. He can also play tackle. He's massive. Huh?
Steve Avila, man. I think would be your starting left
Michael
guard.
Schmidt. Let's just start naming.
Michael Schmidt. JMS.
He said Ringo, so Bergeron could be there at 60, but we're not doing 2 rounds, so we're just worried about this 1 round, guys. Man, we don't have any consensus opinion here. Consensus opinion for 28. This is tough. So, I mean, are we going to have to make the calls, the 3 of us, consensus opinion?
I feel like we already threw our hat in the ring.
We're already all on the same page.
Yeah. So, DeJuan Jones, right?
DeJuan Jones, you are a Cincinnati
The people
Bengals.
have spoken, and we are the people.
We're right back to where we started all this time. DeJuan Jones.
Man, who's saying Zavala? That's my guy. Love Zavala.
He's pretty dope.
Hey, he would be a good left guard for us.
I would like him if he's there at 92, personally.
He's a great pick in the 3rd.
I don't
All right,
think he's going to
so
be there in 92.
Jared,
Yeah,
you are
Jared.
up with the Saints. We are all entering our last pick.
Ooh, all right. What do the Saints need?
Man, wait, I'm gonna
wide
get the. Oh,
receiver.
okay. I thought I was gonna get the Steelers and the Chiefs, and I'm like, man, I'm like anti.
Nope, I
Bengals.
got the Chiefs, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
Who's
we
the best interior D line right now?
Mozzie Smith, who I'm a big fan. I would have considered him there, honestly, for the Bengals, but he's more of a DJ Reader, and we had that discussion too this week. DJ's entering the last year of his deal, but I think you got to extend him. It's too
I've
important.
been saying it, man. I've been telling you guys. Like, this nose tackle group is a good group, and the best ones are going to go early because they can kind of do the similar things to DJ, and that is so valuable on a defensive front.
NFL loves
Anything,
interior D lineman right now.
They just paid, like we were talking about earlier, they just paid Deron Payne like
Mhm.
a ridiculous amount, like $20 million a year or something crazy like that.
I mean, what do they really need here? Like,
Interior
like-
D line.
Yeah.
do they need secondary help? I feel like maybe they always need secondary help.
I think everybody in the league needs secondary help.
What edge guys are up right now?
Will McDonald, Ojolari, Audible Warrior would be like inside pass rusher. They got him listed at edge, but to me,
I think
that's your
he's
D
I'm
tackle.
higher
tackle.
on Foskey too. I think they would like Felix here. I wouldn't be
He's a good
surprised
pick.
if they took a stab at an edge rusher. So I'm gonna go with Felix. He has inside outside versatility.
No, you got to say the whole name.
Anadike Uzama.
Hey, well done.
That's what I
All
have as
right.
a number one need.
So after Jared took Lucas Van Ness at 10 for some strange reason, Eagles have a second pick at number 30.
Oh man, what do we? Yeah, we're taking Branch. Done.
Yeah,
Wrap it up.
yeah, that's pretty easy one, honestly.
Yep.
Now, we were able to screw the Chiefs who need a right tackle. So, well done. Well done.
Yep.
Go
guys.
team. Go team.
That's another benefit of picking DeJuan Jones. Do you want to play against him in the AFC Championship game? I
That's
don't.
true. You're gonna play against him twice a year at this rate.
Yep.
It's a divisional
Yep.
game.
So, with the last pick of the draft, what else? I mean, they always could use a receiver. The receiver's high
Mhm.
up here. So, I'm going to give Madison and just be done with it.
Bam.
Okay.
Now, as a group, we get to pick for the Steelers a second time, and they didn't take a corner, so it's going to be one of these corners.
Give him Cam Smith. He's the Steeler.
Well, there you go. There you have it.
He's the most Steeler like.
Really got a B+ for Anton. That's a good pick for
Yeah,
them.
they considered it a little bit of a reach, I reckon. I think it is too, especially what was on the board.
Oh,
So
it's
you guys want to
beautiful,
recap
guys.
it?
Oh, it's beautiful. Look at number one.
Oh no.
Cash in your bet slips, everybody. It's gonna be a parade of money.
Oh,
So at pick one, Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, second quarterback off the board. Will Anderson goes third, edge to Arizona. Bryce Young, fourth, goes to the Colts. Tyree Wilson to the Seahawks. Jalen Carter to the Lions. Christian Gonzalez, instead of a quarterback, to the Raiders, which they need corners. So Witherspoon, another corner off the board, to Atlanta. Paris Johnson to Chicago, our offensive tackle number one. Lucas Van Ness, for some strange reason, went number 10 to the Eagles, but that's all right. We still love
he
Jared.
wasn't even a starter.
He's gonna go
What?
early, guys.
He wasn't even a starter. Peter Skoronsky to the Tennessee Titans. I love that pick. Smith and Jigbo paired up with Stroud. Broderick Jones to the Jets. Joey Porter Jr. goes to New England, so he can't go to Pittsburgh. Miles Murphy to Green Bay. Nolan Smith to Washington. Anton Harrison to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Quentin Johnston to Detroit. To never catch passes because Jared Goff.
I forgot where I was looking for him for one of my picks. I was like, who picked him? I forgot who picked him.
Will Levis goes to Tampa Bay to be the next Tom Brady. Brian Brzee to Seattle. Cansey goes to the Chargers. Bengals fans hate us for that one. Banks to the Ravens. Flowers to the Vikings. So Justin Jefferson finally has some help at receiver. Darnell Wright, another Bengals favorite, goes to Jacksonville to play right tackle after they lost What was that guy's name?
Jawan Taylor.
Jawan Taylor,
You guys
the
remember?
new left tackle for the Chiefs.
Yeah, Jawan Taylor. Yes. For some reason, they want to move him positions, but whatever. Dalton Kincaid to the Giants to pair up with Darren Waller to just run down the field and to let Jones cook. Michael Mayer to the Cowboys. Bijan Robinson to the Buffalo Bills. So we'll be seeing him in the AFC Championship or Divisional Round or one of those. DeJuan Jones is a Cincinnati Bengal. All 6'8", potentially over 400 pounds of him. We're really not sure what's going on there.
Anywhere from 380 to 450, you know.
Yeah. Felix Uzama. I'm not even trying to.
Oh, come on, man. You made
No,
me
you
do
nailed it. You nailed it. But so I'm not messing up after you did so well. And Branch, perfect fit there to the Eagles, in my opinion, at safety. Addison to the Chiefs, and it makes his pick, even though this will be a second-round pick for the Steelers. We gave them a corner since they did not get one before. And Cam Smith. Well done, gentlemen. Well done.
That was fun.
That was a fun time.
I enjoy those. It's nice, right? Because then it plays out instead of every time you get Cansey or Mayer and Cansey are both on the board. Or
I thought it was pretty unique. Like you do kind of get, especially this time of year, after everybody's kind of settling into their trends again. Like you usually get that first wave of like Senior Bowl people that get all of their stuff out, and you kind of like set your original boards, and then you get all of the information in pro days and stuff, and now you're starting to see it again. Everything's starting to look very similar again as everybody's kind of sharing the same information.
As we come to the end of the
Now, I
cycle.
will say, would you guys have traded up at any point? Because, I mean, the run really started to me around 20 for Seattle, Brzee being a D tackle, and then it was like Cansey, Banks. I don't think they would take him Flowers, but then Darnell Wright, Dalton Kincaid, Michael Mayer, Bijan, like a run
I feel
of
like there's
talent went there.
Yeah, I feel like the slide for Will Levis, maybe, because we all kind of hit teams that could have used an upgrade at quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if a team like the Giants or somebody took that as an opportunity to move in front of them to grab Will Levis. I was kind of surprised that there's somebody behind Parker. But I'm like kind of surprised he fell that far, and I think a team would trade up to kind of take advantage of that slide.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys would you want to trade up personally for Darnell Wright, Parker?
No, I don't think anything's worth trading up in the first unless you need a quarterback. That's just a me thing. I mean, stuff will fall, stuff will slide. I feel like every team has late round guys that they like, that they're confident swinging on late. They know Jones is going to fall. I think everyone has him pegged as a second round guy. So I feel like the Bengals, even if Wright goes earlier than they anticipate, they know Jones is going to be there for them as like a safety valve. So I don't think a tackle's worth going up for.
Now, I know we had Harrison off the board at 17 to the Steelers, but what is you guys' personal thoughts on if he's there and Jones is there and there's some of the concerns with Jones? Even though I think Harrison's more of a left tackle, do you think the Bengals could try to draft him and play him at right tackle potentially?
I think they would. I personally wouldn't. And I think I with me, it's such a thing between right and left side. Like I feel like Harrison is very comfortable on the left side. His tape is really good on the left side. It looks like a more natural position to him. I feel kind of skeptical moving him to the right, than picking a true right tackle to fill that spot.
Well, Travis, we've done one a lot, like for just the Bengals only. Now, I am crazy enough that I do one on our lads every year. I don't know if you guys fill one out too. The full 7-rounder for every team. Yeah. You got to be crazy to do that. So, Parker, much respect.
I did one last year and I hated myself. I was exhausted.
I'm not doing that. I've watched over.
It's like a puzzle to me, man. It's like a puzzle to me. I enjoy it.
I've watched over 100 trench prospects. I'm not doing anything like that.
But maybe as we get closer to the draft, if you guys would want to, we could try to do one of these, maybe a 2-round. I don't think we can do beyond that. Like, I mean, that took 45 minutes to get through one round. So
I mean,
we'd have to really
yeah.
be buckled in for a good hour and a half to 2 hours to get
That's
a
an
couple
event.
rounds
That
in.
is that's like
Yeah.
that's like a day of the draft event. Is what that is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That would be a marathon.
So I mean, I would do it, but I'd have to get these gentlemen talked into it. So
You ain't
You-
talking me into it because Mama would not like that.
yeah, you don't have a newborn at home or anything. All right. Well, yeah. Where you been, brother? My brother commenting. He said Jones, so he was with us on that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We
Yeah.
did
How
it,
about
man.
this guy? Here's a guy that I've seen you guys talking about lately, and I have not. I know nothing about this guy beyond what I've seen you guys. So give me a little rundown on him.
Go ahead, Jared.
Oh, I think he has incredible movement skills and obvious play strength. in his
Zavala. How do
game.
you pronounce that one? Zavala.
Chandler Zavala. And he is a transfer from Fairmont State or something like that. So he's only played the last 2 years at NC State. He's played all of his football at left guard. So I don't know how much position versatility he has, but he has the athletic profile of he's like a 96th percentile athlete minimum at every position. Like tackle, guard, center, like he's a perfect 10 RAS score at center.
He's a perfect 10. Look at you
Yeah,
falling in love.
he is. Oh gosh. Whenever he's so good in space. Like he is probably one of the most fun prospects to watch in space. His movement skills and stuff, he needs to clean up his footwork in the run game, but him moving in space and then like engaging and generating movement, he's a finisher, which is always fun to watch. He just checks so many boxes. It's the little things he has to clean up, and he's older. He's a 24-year-old prospect, so you wonder how much of that is habits. That can
There's
be
a lot of them
them
in this draft, though. There's a lot of older prospects.
It's
due
going to
to
be like
the-
that for the next 2 more,
Mhm.
3 more years because of the COVID season.
Yep.
Chandler Zavala got a 9.95 RAS score.
A guard.
Yeah.
At
So
guard.
where's he kind of projected now? Because it feels like he's on the rise, and
I have a day 2 grade on him. I would pick him anywhere early in the 3rd round.
Nice. And he'd just be a left guard, especially for the Bengals, or
Well,
okay.
for the Bengals, you're looking at he would be an immediate upgrade over Cordell Volson.
Nice.
Do you
Yeah.
work him in as like a backup center and like have him learn that position? as
I
well?
would start him at left guard, have him learn center in practice for the
Replace
next couple of
Karras.
years of Karras's
Yeah.
contract. Yes, and he would be the center point of your offense.
We would
Yeah.
actually have some depth on the interior of the O-line.
And it would be crazy because Volson is the perfect kind of like swing player. He can play all 5 positions. So Volson can play anywhere in a pinch. You get if we went with our mock draft, say we got DeJuan Jones in the 1st round and Zavala in the 3rd round, our line is done for like 3 or 4 years.
Parker's
that
coming
would
all
be-
over the place. if that happens, by the way.
And that would be that's the perfect scenario because the next couple of drafts you could build like more depth with like you get DeJuan Jones and Chandler Zavala. You can get somebody to bring along behind Alex Kappa and compete for, and you would have Zavala in that left tackle spot or the left guard spot always kind of rotating. Like you would have if you had Zavala take the center spot, you'd have Karras, Volson, and you could invest into another high upside rookie early on, and you can continue to do that for each of those positions.
Now, who's I think it was it like Arkansas State, and the guy had some great tape against Ohio State this year, and he's a
Jordan
big,
Rhodes.
Yeah, I haven't watched him. I
Yeah.
got Willie Lutz sent me a bunch of his films, so I might watch him here fairly.
I was
soon.
watching him versus Ohio State, and I mean, he was just plowing.
He's having a
through people.
blast, dude.
Yeah, he was having the time of his
He
life.
loves football.
He has like 36-inch arms or something.
he's
Yeah, and he's
massive.
playing
That's
guard
what's
for
like
some
insane.
reason.
Yeah, like he's wild. He's a
That's what I've
wild.
been talking
wild
about on
prospect.
Twitter a little bit lately, but I have concerns about why he's not playing right tackle if
Yeah,
he's that big.
yeah.
Like, is he not a
Well,
good mover? Like, did he
I
just have to
saw-
have a good set, or
I saw he's transferred from 2 SEC schools, South Carolina and Ole Miss. and now he's playing at Arkansas State, and I think he's really just trying to play wherever anybody will play him. So I kind of wonder why he's been put in that situation.
Getting a guy that look like, how often are they getting guys in that look like that?
I mean, the guys beside him look pretty big too, like from that video I saw, because I was kind of checking that out. But
I just don't know. He feels like a Torrance to me at right guard, but he moves a lot better than Osiris does.
But the whole thing was because like the Bengals brought him in, right? They were bringing him in
for
a workout even.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, it could do a lot worse and maybe he goes undrafted, and bam, you bring him in. He's got that upside. He's got the long arms.
Well, that's what they use those top 30 visits a lot for that.
They do,
because they want you to like get familiar with everything.
Yep.
So you
that way when they call,
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And then
you don't get drafted, you can be like, hey, remember that one time we hung out in Cincinnati for a weekend? Like, you like this chili thing? It's pretty dope.
rekindle our relationship we started.
Yeah.
So Bergeron, Syracuse offensive tackle. Would you consider him a steal in the second?
I think with the way the board's going to fall and all these tackles are going to go early, I think he's your best option probably at 60. If he falls that far, then I think he's a steal just based on value. I don't know if he's going to like play like, oh, wow, I can't believe we got the guy in the second round. But I think if you can get him to fall almost a full round with no other tackles on the board next to him, I think you can consider that a steal.
Where is his best position to you in the NFL?
I like him at guard, but I like everybody at guard because I think guard's an easy position.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's slow, and I think people disagree with me, and that's okay. But I think he's slow, so I'd rather have him inside and be a bruiser.
I'd try him at tackle, and I feel like he would be successful regardless at guard. But I would try to get him in an NFL program to get his technique and stuff cleaned up on the outside to see if he could even do that.
Yeah,
I worry
that would be good value if you could get a versatile dude in the second round, especially at pick 60 or whatever for, a multi-position player.
So he's a great guard tackle swing type of guy. So, I mean, that's not good value.
So our North Dakota State buddy here, Cody Ma, seems like he's not being talked about as much lately, but I still think he's probably a second rounder. What do you guys think?
Yeah, all day.
I think it's dumb if he falls to 60, personally. Mm-hmm. I think him and Avila go in the top half of the second.
Yeah. I won't be surprised if one of them go at the end of the first.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting because like the last couple of guys from North Dakota State have been so hit or miss. Like I'm kind of interested to see where Cody Mock goes because I think he could slide a little bit because like Cordell Volson had an okay season. It wasn't fantastic. And like the kid that went to Tennessee, like he wasn't all that great. Reduns or whatever.
Oh yeah, Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan.
So I can see where people would be skeptical of the transition of those North Dakota State guys to where they would value them less. But I don't like if you pick him in the second round, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like that's where I think he should be picked. But
Travis, you're talking dirty to us now.
How much North Dakota State guys kind of get dinged for the school's reputation?
I just think that's dumb. I think they play. I mean, those guys are coming out and they're producing, and they're all athletic freaks out there. I feel like I don't know what they're doing at that school, but like they get some O-linemen that can move, and like even like their tight ends. I mean, they got that fullback type kid. I mean,
Lepke.
Yeah. Have you watched any Gindorf this year?
No, I haven't watched a whole lot. The only game I have, I think, is last year North Dakota State versus Albany.
He was hurt this year, wasn't he? I think he
had like 3 games.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That's why I don't think there's a lot out there for him from this year. So that's probably, why you were maybe watching some from last year even. It's more available. Jones, where we took him, I mean, a little bit to me, but like Jared, we were talking about this off air. So you want to fill everybody in kind of your thoughts on it?
It's one of those things like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like if you test and test bad, like people are going
like Orlando Brown did. Orlando Brown.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's terrible.
Yeah. Right. And like I don't know. I forgot all my talking points earlier because you caught me while I was hot. But yeah, it doesn't bother me much because the tape says first round player all the time. I'm not worried about his weight because he lost like 30, 40 pounds before the season started to improve his draft stock because his 2021 season was not great at Ohio State. Like he probably would have not even been drafted had he stayed on the same trajectory. So, like, for people dinging him for not testing or not weighing in or any of this, saying he's overweight, like, I think he's really just trying to not hurt his stock as much as he's trying not to help it at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, so was this at Ohio State's pro day? Keith's saying it worries him he wouldn't even step on the scale again because he did that at like the Senior Bowl or whatever, and he was 376, I believe, or something in that range.
Yeah, it doesn't scare me at all. Like he's probably fluctuating in weight right now. He's training to learn how to succeed in the NFL. Like he's probably losing weight and gaining weight and just seeing what is most comfortable for him right now because he needs to be successful that way.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, Jared, you had a beer, didn't you?
I had 3 beers.
There you go. See, Jared's got a variety there. So he's wondering what are we drinking? I'm drinking water because if you weren't on here at the beginning of the show, the whole garage here was a mess. I don't know what happened last night. I blacked out.
50 West, Traveler's Tale, Hefeweizen.
I came straight from the shower. I did not grab a shower beer on my way over. I have let you down once again.
So sad.
Yeah. This is like it's rare for me not to have a beer, and I apologize, but you know what? Couldn't do it. Had to take a day off when you can't remember the night before. It's like a rule.
Pizza.
Oh.
You want pizza?
Yeah.
That was random as hell.
Jared's also not drinking. He's smoking something as well.
He's feeling good, man. Let him be.
He's vibing over there.
All right, we'll answer this last one, then we'll end the show. We're about an hour in. I appreciate you guys' time. Tyler Steen, I would try him at right tackle if we drafted him. Once again, like Parker's probably going to say, he would probably like him better at guard because he likes everybody better at guard. But
I have him listed as an interior lineman right now. I think I actually might have just pulled him back over. But I think he's going to be good at either spot, honestly.
Yeah, I've moved him. I know I've moved him 2 or 3 times, too.
I think he's better as a guard. I think he ranks higher in the class as a guard, but I think he's going to be just as successful at either spot, personally.
He's got right tackle upside. I would love to see him at right tackle, see if he can succeed there.
And that's what we were saying. If we don't take one in the first, then maybe you wait till like the third, because that's kind of the area I would see him. I don't think I'd want to take him in the second. But if you got him at the end of the third, you might have your starter at right tackle. Honestly,
I kind of love the no man's land of right tackles, like in the late third. Like nobody has any idea where Warren McClendon's going to get drafted.
Yeah, and that's your guy too, isn't it, Parker?
It's great value wherever he goes, though. I'll tell you that right now.
Wanye Morris as well.
Yeah, Wanye Morris, Nick Saldivari from Old Dominion. I'm pretty high on. He could play right guard or tackle. I think he could be successful doing either. Just some sneaky good guys at right tackle right now that, like, if you miss on somebody, like, say DeJuan Jones is gone in the first round, you grab one of those corners and you can – I feel pretty confident one of those guys will work out.
But all the names we just mentioned, I feel so much more comfortable in the third than I think I would even like Bergeron in the second.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Many tackles go in the second.
Yeah.
But when you do that, you hope Jonah just kind of decides to play right tackle.
Yeah, because you don't want to bank on your third or fourth round guy.
Exactly. You kind of hope you've had that talk with Jonah, like, hey, man, are we cool? Like, will you at least try this?
Well, if you don't get a right tackle day one, you call Jonah Williams the second you step out of the box.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, we need you to earn that $12 million.
And I think that's the only way he gets traded, too. The only way he gets traded is if they take one at 28.
Yep.
Otherwise, I don't think they're going to trade him. That's exactly what they'll do. They'll say, hey, you're on the books for 12-something million. We'll see it. We'll see it at camp, or we'll see it week one, or whatever it'll end up being. He's not going to miss out on his money.
Nope.
Because then he doesn't get to be a free agent the next year if he don't play as well. So that's the second part of it. If he wanted to be on his high horse and say, I'll set out and miss the $12 million, he still don't get to become a free agent.
Yeah, if he plays at his 2022 level at right tackle, like he's gonna make money next year.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna get a raise for sure.
Right?
Mhm.
It's so ridiculous. Like,
Well,
to
that's
think
the
that
frustrating
would-
part.
Uh-huh.
$87.5 million for McGlinchey, $33 million for Lane Johnson for a 1 year extension. Like these right tackles can get paid, Jonah. Like go get paid, go play, and then get paid.
The cap's on the going
I
up,
know.
too.
Yeah, I know it sucks. It's not what you signed up for, but you are going to make a pretty good chunk of change this season to move your ass down the line. So at least try it before
have
you
Jared-
say no.
We'll have Jared make the phone call.
Yeah, you tell him. You tell him, Jared. You tell him.
Move your ass on down the line.
Just give
I will
me,
see you at
just
right
give me an
tackle.
office and be like, send him in. Send him in. Jonah, Jonah, man.
What could go wrong? What could go
Right.
wrong there if we put
I
Jared
know
in
this
charge?
sucks. I know this sucks.
I feel your pain.
But it's what's going to happen. It's just
It's where
it's
we're
what's
at.
gonna
Where
happen.
we're at. I don't know.
Yeah, have a 50 West first.
You're not gonna win this one, bud. This isn't gonna go the way you think it's gonna go.
Could you see Jared talking to fucking 6'6" Jonah Williams like that?
Listen, bud. I don't know what to tell you.
This shit's not gonna go your way, okay? So you need to get your
I
ass
think
in
I
there.
win, you lose. I'm sorry. I'll see you at camp.
Yeah.
Do you want a hug? I will give you a hug as long as you get out of my office.
Let's hug
guys.
it out. It's gonna be all right. We're
It's been fun. Jared, when you get time to do the 2-round full mock draft, let us know.
All right.
Don't be holding my breath on that one, huh?
Okay. Sounds good. I'll talk to you guys later.
See you guys later.
There you go.
take it easy.
Who they, baby? Let's go! It's time! Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we unite and up. Trippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em.